Hello, everybody. I think I posted everywhere I usually post. I really hate posting places, not because I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed I wouldn't be doing these things, but just because it's very obnoxious to do. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay out of fire, no, yeah. Fire! My opinion on that. There it is. Haha. Okay. Calais. Good to see you, Calais. Yeah, should probably work out. Go to the gym, which are a piece of advice I could use right now. I gotta start running again. I kind of let it go by the wayside. Okay. I miss it. I like running. You are? Is the music too loud? That's usually the issue. I started playing music again. I hope it's too loud, right? How's this? Can you hear me better now? Okay. Can you hear my dulcet tones as well as you heard? We have work to do, work to do, work to do. Don't know what this was, I just think. Lovely Calais, lovely. How about we write 500 more right now? Huh? Usually I do warm up, let's screw with that. Let's do 500 more words right at this second. Are you back in school? Good. Why are you boxing shadows? Don't box shadows. Don't box shadows, Calais. They're good people. Yes, they get scared when the sun comes up, but so does everybody. The sun is scary. Let's do 20 minutes. How about that, right? I'm going to throw people through a loop. We're going to do 20 minutes right now, right off the bat. Boom, bam, boom, Bad. Get your pencils and papers out. Get your notebooks, your computers, your beautiful little whatever you're using right now. We are starting in the timer I've been using is not doing what I want it to do, so we're gonna just use old-fashioned YouTube timer. We're gonna use an old-fashioned YouTube timer. Like Google Drive or whatever, man. We're writing and muted for 20 minutes. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2. Just check one thing first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get going. All right, yeah, hooray, hip hooray, hip hooray, hip hooray, hip hop sensation. On ePost. Why is it that camera? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do that camera. Oh, it's the other camera. Oh, that's what I was bringing up. Oh, both work. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We did it successfully. 20-something minutes. How does it feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How does it all feel in this fine and lovely day? Wait a minute. Are you a skeleton? Are you Jack? A Jack Skellington? Why'd you cut that out? I knew you were a skeleton. I knew you were a skeleton. Fun fact, most people have skeletons. And they don't even talk about it. And the... Did you get some writing done? again just to see what you will do. Where? 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 Tell me, where is this arm? Ah! Ah! They're connected to my arms! Me! Ah! Individual portable cakes. I don't know. I don't think you could sell that in Peoria, Calais. No, what the people love are giant cakes. They carry them around with them all day, snacking on them whenever they have free time. When they get home, their bellies full of cake, their partners happy, then satisfied. I don't see it happening, Calais. We've always made giant cakes here in this country, and your portable cakes are just not going to solve it. Maybe in Canada they like that sort of thing, but here in US of A, we're simple folks. Kind folks. Charitable folks. Yes, coppers. The copping of them. Like it. But as you know, Calais, we import most of our police officers from other countries to keep them honest. They have no biases here. It's why we hire the Frankish mostly to police our cities, and the Albions to police our countries. The rural. I don't know what Canadians do up there. Violent creatures, led Canadians. Lovers of violence and terror. The Canadian man is said to be 8 to 10 feet tall, broad-shouldered, thick-muscled. His head slightly lesser than a normal American. Yes, I believe that is what the Canadians do. Not to be trusted, of course, Canadians. Pitied, yes. Do they deserve our sympathy? Of course they do. But trust? No. We save that for Americans, Calais. You can always trust a fellow American. I don't know what I'm doing. They'll betray your trust, Calais. They'll betray your trust. Like they did to me in '86. It was the Americo-Sino-Canadian War. You remember that. The '80s. We were all listening to Duran Duran and having a good time. We were pinned down in Alberta, Edmonton. It was me and some Canadian fellows, and I said, "Hey fellas, I'd like some bacon." The Canadians, all good chaps, generally, at least I thought so, then presented me not with hearty strips of beautiful bacon, but sliced ham! And from that moment I knew I could never trust them again. Canadian will break your heart, Kelly. They'll break your heart. You get that Canadian loving... You get that Canada loving BS out of here right now. You're American, damn it. You like bacon. From the bacon animal. Mighty beast. Over 50 feet tall. Legs of pure concrete. It takes 10 men to bring one down. The bacon is a wily prey. Bacon hunters can spend years out in the plains of Indiana searching for the beast. They hide so well. And you say to me, Callie, on this day, that you spit in the face of those American heroes? For shame, sir. For shame. For shame. Yes, I would like to sell you my cryptocurrency. Yes, speaking of that, I now have a cryptocurrency. It's called the Sonic Poop Coin. It's images of Sonic pooping. I think especially with the success of the movie, we can really appreciate it. Hey, Pat. Good to see you. How are you on this fine and lovely day? It's going good. I actually did good. I managed to get some writing done. I switched the script. Usually, I spend the first hour of these streams just hanging out and chatting, but I switched the script. I was like, what if instead of just chatting for an hour, hanging out, having a good time, talking to the people, we did some writing. And some writing, Bat, was accomplished. Oh, the saints are coming in. Oh, the saints are coming in. Hello, Simply Useless. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope everything is going fantastic. But what of? Paris, you say? Yes, I often think of Paris. It was 1963. Which one is it? Tell me. I must know. This information must fill my brain. Tell me, which sci-fi fanfic for a game are you writing? Bat, how are things? How are things in the... Bat, how are things going? Good. I hope you are doing fantastic. How is the art? How is the life of a professional clown? I don't know if you're professional. I know Starbound. Do I know Starbound? I think I know Starbound. I will Google it to see if I remember if it is the one I am thinking of. No, this is different. It kind of looks a little bit like Stardew Valley, but spaceship. That looks fun. Honestly, kind of looks like a game I might like. Oh, did they fuck up on the story? That sounds... Yeah. That's honest. Yes, it's honest, decent work. Yeah, but I guess people don't like the ending. It's funny when that happens. Oh, well, that's dumb then. That's dumb. I'm sure there's still a free-to-play mode. I don't know. I mean, I'll throw this out there. I think Stardew Valley would be severely lessened if there wasn't a storyline going on in the background of that game. I've never known an honest clown in my life, Battery. At least that's my opinion. The free play is good. Free play is good for once you finish the story, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, at least. I haven't played the game. I might. Looks like something I'd enjoy, honestly. Calais. No, you did not. Okay, honestly, it looks like something I'm into. With your degree? Congratulations, Calais! In months. Well, congratulations for getting closer, Calais. So, Bat, are you working on any art? Congratulations, Calais, again. For the preciseness and clarification of your graduation date. Yeah. You know, I'm really bad. I'm really bad. Every day I come up with an idea for a new project. I just came up with an idea for a new project today, which I shouldn't, but I kind of want to. Oh, awesome! Looks great. Of course. Very nice, very nice. We call those space fantasies. Used to call them planetary romances, but the term has I don't know if that term would make sense in the modern day. I mean, if it was real spaceships, you know, I don't know. You know, it seems like, you know, warp speed is still like a far off possibility. Tell me when you'll graduate, Calais. So I don't know. Don't worry about it too much. Just just make it sound believable and give it like stakes, I guess, and that should be fine. You know, like give it fuel or give it something. I don't know. Like, are you going? Are you going? Ooh, very nice, Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you want to do like a hard sci-fi thing, simply? Like, is that something you want to do? I don't know. People don't usually worry about it too much. When I was younger, I was very obsessed with reading about warp. Yeah, then don't. It's you know what's powering the spaceship, useless. The willing suspension of disbelief. When I was a kid, I was very obsessed with like learning about warp drives and if they were possible. Because I was always, I was something I dream. So like, I have surprisingly somewhat deeper knowledge on warp drives, but I am still not great with physics. So far, might be possible, might require all the energy in the entire universe to power one, so. Still not there yet. Okay. Yeah. What have you learned so far? I mean, okay. Just remember Isaac Asimov's third law of science fiction. Any significantly advanced civilization will be indistinguishable from magic. Any significantly advanced civilization's technology will be indistinguishable from magic. Yeah. Well, the news recently is that dark matter may not exist. There's a new paper going around that argues that might be wrong. Yeah. That's Isaac Asimov, the writer of 2001: Space Odyssey. Said that. I am forgetting the exact wording. Isaac Asimov. Or I'm thinking of Arthur C. Clarke. Arthur C. Clarke law. There we go. Clarke's three laws. Okay. That could. Yeah. Okay. Arthur C. Clarke formulated three adages known as Clarke's three law, the third law. First, the three laws of science fiction are: when a distinguished but elderly scientist states that something is possible, he almost certainly is right, and when he states that something is impossible, he is very probably wrong. The only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. Any significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah, she would just interpret it as magic. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, isn't it kind of crazy that when you really think about it, like how we essentially like just do magic in like every day now? Like really think about it. Like, how much stuff can we do that like people attributed to magic years ago? When you really think about it, like being able to call somebody, being able to talk to somebody from anywhere in the world, like this is the thing, like one of the things like wizards, like magicians used to do is like claim that they could speak to people, through like speak to kings from around the world through magic. Like, you know, like this is the thing, like wizards, like magicians used to do is like claim that they could speak to people through like speak to kings from around the world through magic. Yeah, I like to think that. Yeah, magic, like when it's just wild when you really think about it. Like through like we figured out how to harness like the basic building blocks of matter, like the universe, to change it in a way that's advantageous to us. It's when you really think about it. Like kind of magic turned out to be real. It's just what technology is. You know? It's like we can't do like sorry, this is very addicting to play with. Um yeah. That's also a very good quote. Useless. Just everything unknown is magic until it becomes science, which is explained magic. I like that. I like that quote. Maybe. That'd be cool. Sometimes, like, I know physicists, like, there's physicists who say, like, something like, when I was a kid, I dreamed of the warp drive. Like, that was something I was so obsessed with as a kid. And I know physicists right now might think it's not totally, it might be impossible. But here's the thing. It wasn't, all the amount of shit we've been able to do in like the past 100 years, like our technological leaps in the past 100 years have been so astounding. I don't know. It seems that at some point we always figure out we always can we can crack like we eventually figure out ways around stuff all the time. I don't know. Maybe we will one day figure out how to go faster than light. I know that's just like hippie bullshit, but I think it. I think that maybe one day we might crack that. I'm aware that that's hippie bullshit, but it's like, I don't know. So I guess I just guess say optimism. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build your Hadron Collider around the equator. Yeah. Who knows? I'm not a physicist. I'm just a sci-fi author trying to come up with as plausible as an explanation as I can get for space travel without sounding stupid. Yeah. Like the point as a writer, and my theory is always this: you're not really studying to figure out how to actually do it. You're studying just enough to figure out how to sound convincing, how to be convincing enough, how to sound convincing enough that it seems like you figured it out. Like, it's kind of, it's kind of like a magic trick. You're kind of distracting people. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Hey, but there's nothing wrong with learning new knowledge. Because useless. You'll carry that with you forever. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. I mean, there's the whole thing with the bubble that I tried to figure out a few times how it would work, but I could never. Yeah, plus it's fun. It's fun to learn new things, I think. It's I always found researching subject always gave me more. Oh, then Laura X Lust. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I always found research like people got on me. Yeah, I think that's how it worked. Forgive me, I haven't read about this stuff in a long time. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's the basic idea. No, like it's just I haven't read about it in a while, so like the facts are maybe a little bit fuzzy to me. Yeah, that's. Let's see. Let's see. How would one enter the editing world? Like to hire somebody to edit your book? Or do you want to become an editor? I don't know, I'd advertise yourself on Fiverr. That's a start at least. But I have a friend who's a professional editor. I have a friend who's a professional editor. She streams. I could send you her way if you want to ask her. Ask her that. That's awesome, Useless. I love that. Very nice. Oh, that's awesome. What are you doing? Here you go. Here's my friend. Here's my friend Birdie. She streams. Let's ask her about it. She'd know more. That does sound super fun. It's fun to unleash yourself from like that like obligation that you feel. I think at least I've been feeling very much that, you know, it's technically not prudent writing, but whatever, who gives a shit, right? Like just who cares? Just write what feels right in the moment, I guess. Whoa! You're poop. Hey, Womp Racing, how's it going? Thank you for telling me that. I needed to know. Oracle of Dusk, thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I appreciate that immensely. just shouting you out, Oracle. Very good, very good. You know, that's always a good, you know, it doesn't feel as satisfying as, like, say, getting some writing done, but editing is just as important, you know? It's important to get editing done. And, you know, the cats will always be there. You know, useless, it's good. You know, just writing scenes will be good because eventually, like, your mind, I always think, will just start connecting the scenes, and you'll end up writing more scenes out of those scenes. And at some point, if you just keep following that train, you'll eventually actually have written a story. So, what are we working on these days, Dusk? What is the big project? It'll end. Eventually an ending will reveal itself to you. You must trust the process, though, Useless. You must trust the process. You're surprised how... you'd be surprised how people's minds... form. You'd be surprised. People's minds will work, eventually create stories. You already have a good. You probably already have an innate sense of how to tell a story. So it's part of the human condition. So. It's kind of hard to not mess with this thing. Feels like I'm the strongest man in the world. Exactly. I was thinking about old, like, epics and mythology. You know, one thing I always found interesting in old stories is how, like, there'd be very specific numbers and everything. Like, three brothers would pass for 3 days and 3 nights to complete 3 quests, tasks, or something like that. You'll notice that there's always very specific numbering in a lot of old myths. And this is, like, across the world that they do this. And I guess, like, a thing I read, and it kind of made sense, is that the reason they do that, the reason that exists, is it was, like, it would be devices to help, like, storytellers remember things. Because you got to remember, like, these old myths, like, it was all, like, oratory stories. Like, and you had to remember every detail of the story to tell people. So I guess it was like, so it was like, it was a way to help, it was a trick to help them memorize all this stuff. And, like, so that's why, like, if you read, like, the Odyssey, I believe, the Iliad, there's a whole section where they just go over all the ships and all the people who are in the ships, and that when you're seeing, like, an oral storyteller do it is quite impressive, because the whole point of that was to show off how much they memorized and how many details that they could throw in for each ship and each person in the ship. And that's why, like, that's why that section is included, because that's, like, a really, like, cool thing to watch, is, like, and that's supposed to be a moment for, like, if you're an oral storyteller, that you're supposed to be showing off your abilities. So I thought that was cool. I was reading about that. So it doesn't necessarily translate to like modern day. I don't think, but it's cool. It's cool to think. It's cool to think that was essentially what was going on. Also useless. No story ends. No story really ends. You just decide to stop telling it. There's just the moment where you stop telling it. That's where the story ends. Yeah, I only tripped up my words a little bit. Okay. What time is it? I'm actually quite hungry. Oh, my back has been killing me these past few days. I blame this chair. It's not a very comfortable chair. Okay. I had an idea for a new story today. Debating whether to try it. It's more. Well, I always have new idea. I always have new. See, the thing with me is that's. Well, no, I just started. But I'm already starting to get a little tired. The thing with me is I always have a new idea for a new story, and I should just focus on the ones I have, but I always have new ideas. Well, it's sort of I've been I always have many ideas. But ideas are easy. Tree and useless. It's it's the part about acting on them is the hard part. Um, so I've been. See, the thing is, this is actually kind of this idea is maybe based a little bit on a real story that happened. So I maybe need to be cautious about it. I maybe need to be a little bit cautious about it. Well, actually, I had two ideas. I had some real life drama that went on in this house. Not in this house, with a guy, somebody I was working for that. Actually, a lot of that would make a good story. But I don't know if I want to commit to that idea just yet. And then I was reading yeah. Oh, I was working for this guy, and we got into a big argument, and I told him to fuck. I didn't say fuck off exactly. I wanted to say fuck off. I just said, well, I'm never working. I screamed at him, I'm never working for you again. And I'm actually very happy I said that. But like the whole way we met and the work I did for him it's very funny. So I was thinking that might make a good story. If I would have to fictionalize some elements and maybe change some key details. But yeah, I was just, I don't know why I agreed to work with him again. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was talking about yesterday. The stuff that happened yesterday. I don't know why I agreed to work with this guy. I was doing some freelance film work for him, and we got and I needed him to make. We were going to work together again, but I needed him to make some concessions because the last time it was a total disaster, and I needed him to make some concessions about a variety of things. And I tried to talk to him about one thing, and he would just like, well, he would just go like, so like one of the things. Okay, so how to explain? You were there yesterday, so I don't want to go over it again. But one of the things was he didn't want to bring a tripod. And this doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but like the shoots were going to be. It was going to be 4 days of shooting, and it was going to be 6 hours of shooting, 2 days with 6 hours of shooting, and 2 days with 10 hours of shooting. And I'm the cinematographer and the camera guy. I'm the camera guy. So that would mean I would have to hold the camera for 10 hours straight. And you're like, and you may be thinking, well, is he just doing handheld? He is kind of, but not really. He wants to do handheld, but what he wants me to do is stand still to do handheld. So I'm supposed to stand as still as possible and never move the camera as little as possible, and that counts as handheld. And I told him, dude, that really hurt my shoulders the last time I did that for you. I could barely move for a few days. He says, well, maybe it was your fault. But like the big thing I wanted him to do was I really wanted him to bring somebody else in, because the last few times I worked for him, I was his only crew. I was the only crew member, and I was like, this is just too much work for one person. Yeah. It's maybe my fault. Like one of the things he yelled at me was I couldn't even hold it up like here, which is more comfortable, or here. He explicitly told me I had to hold it like down here, which was part of the problem. Anyways, and I was like, and it was all stupid, by the way, because we could easily have done the same thing with a damn tripod. Like if we just brought a stupid tripod, we could do it, but he didn't want to bring a tripod. He doesn't like tripods, but he wants me to act like a human tripod. I was like, no, we need to bring a tripod. But the thing I really wanted him to do was bring somebody else on. Okay, so now I'm just complaining about it again. But well, this will be abbreviated version. Okay, so yeah. Oh, there are so many stupid things. Useless. There's so many stupid things. Like he doesn't like close-ups because he told me it's like I look too fat in close-ups. I look too fat. I'm like, okay. So he wants to shoot everything as far away as possible, which I guess is a style. Part of the problem with that though is I don't think it looks very good, but it is a thing you can do. I don't think it was a good idea, especially. Well, part of the reason why you want to shoot close-ups is it makes it very easy to edit. And we weren't like doing big action scenes. We were just doing drama scenes, and drama scenes are usually better. Anyways, I've seen it work with non-close-ups before, but whatever. But like part of the problem was he wanted to. He doesn't have like a boom mic, and one of the shotgun mics where you hold it over. And that's really important. That's really important to get decent sound, because if you don't have like a proper mic, you're gonna have to rely on camera audio. Also, he wanted to shoot everything far away, so you know what the audio sounds like? It sounds like this. It sounds garbagey and bad. But that wasn't like that was. So I was like. So, like, the first thing I brought up is I want you to bring in a second person. And by the way, he didn't need to go and hire he didn't need to go find a second person. I knew I had a second person in mind that I was going to bring in for this project. I asked somebody if he wanted to, I had a guy ready to go. I just needed his permission. So that didn't work. And then I was like, I wasn't ready to concede on that point, but The next point I wanted him to bring a tripod into filming, so that we wouldn't have a repeat of last time where I had to spend like hours holding that thing. Like, no matter what, any heavy thing that you have to hold for hours on end will start to really damage you. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. And since we're not doing anything with handheld, let's just bring a tripod. And he was like, oh, I don't know if we should bring it. I don't know if we should bring. Yeah. I don't know if we should bring a tripod. And I said, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. No, he was just being like wishy-washy and like, I don't know what we should do. What should we do? And I said, okay, answer the question, yes or no. Are you going to bring a tripod? And he was just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. No, he was just like wishy-washing. And so I finally said, yes or no? Are you bringing a tripod or I quit? Yes or no? And then he was like, oh, it's just, and then said, okay, fine, I quit, bye. And then that was the end of that. The money wasn't good enough to like put up with it. And this might sound bad, but he's kind of an abrasive jerk. And he's not, yeah. He's not kind of. He is an abrasive jerk that screams at people all the time. And the thing is, he's not. This is a personal opinion. But I'm just going to say it because I'm just going to say it. He's a terrible filmmaker. He doesn't know anything. Like, by the way, complete amateur move. If you hear somebody say, oh, we'll just use the in-camera mic. Complete amateur move. The in-camera mic is never good. It'll sound terrible. You need to have a separate mic. You need to bring a separate mic. He didn't know what focusing was. No, he didn't know what like exposure was. He didn't know what exposure was. He didn't know what exposure was. He didn't really seem to know what focusing was. I had to explain to him what copyright is. Because we were filming in a section, we were once filming at a live festival, and there was like a print. I remember it being a song by Prince, but I'm not certain. But let's say it's a Prince song because that's fine. But it was like a big expensive song, and I said like, well, we can't use this. We can't film. He's in his mid-40s, by the way. He's in his mid-40s. Oh yeah, this is not the worst of it. I'll get to the worst of it in a sec. And I explained to him that like we can't use this. This is not gonna happen. Like we can't use this footage. There's a copyrighted song playing in the background. We just can't get. We're just not gonna be allowed to. And he says, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So. English is not his, I should point out, English is not his first language, so, but he's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I said, well, it's just not, so, I'm like, it's just not, we can't do it. It's, well, I'll ask my lawyer, I'll ask my lawyer about this. It's like, it's some obscure fact. Fun fact about film school, you, at least in the US, you have to take a copyright law. You have to take a course in copyright law to get a film degree. It gets worse. Okay, so the big problem with his movie. Okay, all his movies. Okay, so no knock on him. By the way, for this, no knock on him for this. This is not bad. English is not his first language. That's not bad. That's okay. English isn't his first language. But what he does is he writes his script in his language, like in his native language. Then he'll translate it using his somewhat limited knowledge of English into English, and then he'll just explain the scenes to the actors. So would you believe
that these films are the dialogue in these films is garbage. It's just terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. And the thing is, I suspect he's not even really writing these down. He always, and every time I ask him, every time I work with him, I said, can I see the script? And he's like, well, no, that's not how it works. That's how it works, by the way. Everybody sees the script in a movie, usually. Usually there's like 30 copies of the script running around. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. No, we're not going to see the script. And all his scenes are terrible. All the stuff is just terrible. Like, okay. By the way, all the stuff is just terrible. I could have brought this, but okay. So here's like how all his scenes go. And like I'm going to give you guys some good writing advice. Just don't do what he does. Here's how all his scenes go. He'll go like, it's like, wow, look at these glasses. Like, these are really good glasses. Well, the glasses are really good, and we'll use the glasses to promote it, and we'll get big time celebrities and influencers, and in the glasses we'll just use the glasses, and we'll prove that we're making good glasses, and people yeah, I really like the glasses. These are good glasses. This is what we need to do, is use these glasses. These glasses. Wow, look at this pen. This is a really good pen. Wow, right? Yeah. We'll use this pen and we'll get like big time celebrities. There's like 5 or 6 scenes. Like, oh. So much of this movie is just this. And we'll just use these pens and it'll be like these pens and... Wow, look at this remote. Yeah, it's a really good remote. It's like big time remote. Like, yeah. This is a good remote. You know what we'll do? We'll show off this remote and we'll get big time celebrities. Celebrities to use it and influencers and it's just that. Yes, I should. It's like all the scenes, because what he'll do is he'll just get a location. He'll just get a location and he'll just walk around and he'll find like some interesting thing. And he'll just have his actors like go like, wow, look at that. Yeah, and we'll do that. And it's like, it's just over and over and over again. And I'm like, this is brutal. Who the fuck would want to watch any of these movies? Who the fuck would want to watch any of these movies? Except for like, I did legitimately think that this might have like as a room level like movie disaster of a film, like that it might be interesting. Like as a disaster on this level, it might be interesting. It might gain a following that way. But by the way, I'm not. First night I worked for him. The night before, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I was about to go to bed, and he calls me, and he says, "Oh yeah, we need to meet." It's so bizarre. I don't know. It might. Yeah, it's so bizarre. First night he calls me. He says, "Well, we have to meet at a coffee shop." And I'm like, "It's like in the middle of, like I'm about to go to sleep. Just let me go to bed." I didn't say that. I said, "Okay, we'll go. I'll meet you at the coffee shop." I thought like there was some big important thing I had to talk to him about. We had to do it in person, I guess. You know what he wants me to do? He wants me to sign a contract. He wants me to sign a contract that I'm not allowed. It's confidentiality or something. I don't know. So I might be in trouble for that. For this a little bit. I don't care. He doesn't watch these. He's never gonna find out about them. Confidentiality about like, well, you can't talk about what's going on the production and stuff. I by the way, I've never revealed what the movie was or what it is. I've given you my version of the movie, and I won't ever. But I don't think I've even said his name. So, but it's just garbage. It was just garbage. The movie is garbage. the movie is garbage. The actors don't care. He didn't feed any of the actors. Like, there was no snack table. By the way, on a movie, you need to provide snacks. That's always a thing you need to do, just out of simple necessity. Because if people are hungry, they won't do stuff. He wastes money on bringing like 20 people in on a day. He'll scream. He's obsessed with. Yeah. Well, he's obsessed with privacy is another thing. That's a big thing. He's absolutely certain that people are trying to steal his idea. Like, he's absolutely certain people are trying to steal his idea or his footage or something. I don't know who would want it. I don't know who would want his footage. Nobody would want this footage. It's all garbage. It's just trash. It's trash. It's boring. It's trash. It's indulgent. He's like in his mid-40s. This is, by the way, like a midlife crisis essentially for this guy. Like, these are just like vanity projects for him, where he gets to be the coolest, most powerful dude in the world, and everybody loves him. And he keeps bringing there was this one time we were filming with this girl. I felt bad for her, one, because she was she was too classy for this garbage. And I heard him talk that she was like she was on some minor, she was a somewhat successful actress in their home country, and she was like classy, and we were in this like garbage, we were filming this trash, and I think she was dressed really nice, and I think she realized quite quickly how bad this movie is, and it's so obvious that he just brings it in her because he wants her to like romance it, or I don't know. It's so he can like romance a girl. It's so he can romance a pretty girl on camera, because that's like the pinnacle of like these vanity project movies. Is these dudes will just bring in actresses that they can have love scenes with, and not that any of that happened. I don't know. Maybe that was meant to happen at some point, but it sucks and it's stupid. I don't know what else. Okay, so the one thing maybe I did bad is the one cool thing about the movie is he got a legitimately cool location. It was like this luxury car repair place, and it was a place where they repaired like high end sports cars. So it's like there was these Porsche, there was a few Porsches, there was a few Ferraris, there was a few Mercedes, and then they had like custom like cars that they built. Like, there was this one really cool car. It was like I think it was like somebody explained it to me. It was like a Tokyo. It was like a race car from like Tokyo that they had rebuilt, and I was like, oh, this stuff is all really cool. So I took a picture of it. I took a picture of the cars. And he screamed at me that I had to delete that picture because he didn't want anything getting out. He didn't want anything getting out. Because, I don't know, a picture of a car I took would reveal the plot of his incomprehensible movie that for the life of me I couldn't follow. Don't know. Don't like being yelled at, by the way. Not a big fan of being yelled at. You can... Leilai! You can get me in trouble. I get mad. It's hard to... Sorry. I ended up going on a rant again about my former boss. Sorry. Yeah, and it's just stuff like that. It's just endless stupid stuff I had to deal with. Anyways, I thought that might make a good short story. How's it going, Lele? Good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even angry anymore. I was talking about this. I said I woke up today. I was ecstatic. I was in such a good mood when I woke up today. I was. I might. Here's the thing. I might write it under an alias. And I might write it under an alias so I don't get in trouble. But yeah, I might. I have a few. I have a pen name. I've been dying to try out, and I might that it might be under my pen name instead of my actual name. But here's the thing. I woke up today feeling great. I was in such a good mood when I woke up today. I had been so like miserable. I was been so miserable because I'm like I'm spending 4 more days with this idiot, this 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 hack. And I was like, and I woke up today and I was like, I don't care if I blew some money. I don't care if I'm not getting paid. I was like, I was in a good mood. I was in a good mood and I don't have to, I was in a great mood and I was like, I don't have to deal with this dude. Because it was going to start this week and I was like, I don't have to deal with this dude. Hooray for me. So I'm in a great mood. I'm in a fantastic mood, actually. That wasn't even the story I had an idea for, but I'm happy to hear that, by the way, Leilai, that it's going great. Oh, okay, so this was a real story I read. This was, the other, okay, so I'm trying to be a little bit cautious about this because this guy has been a little bit sue happy, well, threatening to sue happy lately, so, but it's a good story and I kind of want to do it anyways. Do you, okay. I was going to change enough details that I wouldn't get in trouble with the real guy. He's not, he's disappeared from the face of the planet. Not disappeared, he's just like not online anymore. He's just disappeared. But basically, I was watching this YouTube video, and I was about, this was a real case. He was a relatively well-known YouTuber, and every year he was running these like huge charity streams where he would raise like hundreds of thousands of dollars for a charity his family had started, and then a couple of guys started looking into his charity, and it was found that none of the money was donated at all. Like, this has been going on for a decade, and none of the money had been donated for a while. For 10 years. Ever since the charity started, they had donated zero of it. And so, like, they started asking around, and, like, this guy had like, this reputation of being, like, a super nice guy. Everybody loves him. He's so kind. And then people were like, well, dude, why haven't you donated any of the money? And what's weird, it was just sitting there. It was just sitting there. Nobody knew what was going on. It was just sitting there. And people were starting to wonder, like, are you, like, stealing it? Or what are you doing? So it gets more complicated in that the charity he was raising money for was founded by his father. And yeah, this is a real guy. This is a real guy. Was founded by his father, and I was watching videos and like interviews with the guy, and he said like, oh yeah, like my whole life I've been trying to just please my father. Like he's this like powerful dude. He's this powerful like rich dude, and so like, yeah. So what probably happened is, so this is complicated, but they were probably, I should be careful when I say this, but
uh, it's suspicious. It looks suspicious because it is suspicious, and there may have been a chance that there is accusations that are still being worked out legally. I'll say legally, so we're not sure, but allegedly, what might have been happening is maybe they weren't being as honest as they would be about the donations. And a part of the problem is he would go on and on about like, oh, like these donations are going directly to these charities, they're going to that. So that's fraud, by the way. That's fraud. He said for 10 years that these donations were going directly to very specific charities, and that is charity fraud. Like, that's just the dictionary definition of charity fraud. So, but what was really fascinating to me was like, is this relationship he has with his family. Like, so his family, you know, he has this rich family, and he's always desperately like yearned for his father's approval. He said so on numerous times. He even had a whole like one-man show he did about this. And his father has never approved of like him wanting to be a performer or an entertainer. And the way it looks like to me, and the way I guess I would write about it in my story, is it seems like really allegedly, and we're going to move on to the fictional world. It seems like what was happening in the story that I'm writing is that his father was the one who was actually doing the con artistry. But he knew, he may have known about it, maybe allegedly, he had known about it. He admits outright that he knew about it, and I was curious about this whole like idea of like, because it's kind of like a modern like tragedy story. It's like this guy, he's just so desperate to be loved, so desperate to gain approval, and he kind of achieves that, but because the one person he has always yearned for approval from, his father, just refuses to give it. It's what in the end causes his downfall, and he's now just trapped with he's trapped in the cycle of these people. And the one thing he had like that kind of gave him validation in life, the one thing that gave him validation and hope in life, is now the only thing he has left, because he chose these people that kind of hate him, seeming, or don't like him and don't respect him, over the people that cared about him, because he just kind of constantly searched for it. And I was like, and it's like, and when I thought about it in these terms, it's like, man, that's like a good story, you know, that's like a tragedy. That is like an American, that's like an American tragedy right there. That is a man who's the only thing in his life he desperately wanted was love, and that's what like destroyed his life. So yeah, so that's kind of my story idea. Oh, there's an ad. Okay, I'll be quiet. Yeah, it is. But that's kind of the idea. It's a an American tragedy novel. It'd be more something like The Great Gatsby or Citizen Kane or something like that. You know these novels about these characters who desperately try and improve their lives and fail. Because of like greed, like vice. It's a tragedy. I guess I kind of want to write a tragedy. Like because I've never written one before, and I've never written something like that before, and I kind of want to kind of try and test myself. Because most of my stories that I write, I like to end on a happy ending. Everybody goes home better for it, and I kind of want to like, I don't know, I want to write a tragedy. I want to write something where the characters fail, and that's life, because they couldn't grow past the world that they made. Yeah, I know it's something different, but it's like, I've never done it before, and I don't know. I want to try something very different from what I usually do. But it's still about video game. It's about video games, and I get video games. Because like what was so fascinating to me about that story is like he did it all for these people who, like, they just don't give a shit about him. He gave it all up for these people who just don't give a shit about him. Like they're the people that have ruined his life so often, and he's just like, well, it's the people I'm gonna still stick by. And it's like I don't know. That's it's human drama. It's the great American novel. It's the Great Gatsby. You know, it's the great completionist, I guess. Haven't figured out a name for it yet. Haven't written a word of it. That's just this idea I have about that's just this idea I have. Oh, I also want to write a sequel to The Great Gatsby. I'm that pretentious. I think I could write a sequel to The Great Gatsby. Oh yeah, go to bed. It's in the public domain now. We can all write sequels to The Great Gatsby. Actually, that would be a fun challenge. Now I'm in my head. What if we all wrote like 1,000-word sequel to The Great Gatsby? Yes, Lurk. Yeah. Lurk. No worries, no worries. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. I got a lot of caffeine into me. I just saw the Great Gatsby musical. That's a little what's on my mind. Okay. Yes, share. Share. Really have to go to the bathroom. The snake. I like it. It works. I like it. It works. Simply, good seeing you. I'm gonna give you a shout out, Simply. Why? Because I can. I want to. And you listen to me prattle on for like an hour about the same subject that I prattled on about an hour for yesterday. Okay, I gotta quick go to the bathroom. Be back in a minute, okay? Boop.
How's it going? We are back. Oh wait. We are back. I know how I would end my story, by the way. Yeah, I did. I mean, the thing is, I'm not even like mad about that situation anymore. Frankly, I'm glad I'm done with it. I was very frustrated. I didn't want to do it. I was kind of panicking that I would have to deal with him again and like be part of that his whole like thing again for a while, even though he was paying me. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm not. I just by the way figured out how I'd end that story. If I were to do that, if I were to do my American Tragedy, I know how I would end it. It would be for some reason I felt the need to listen to the Killers when I thought of that. This thing I'm following, this account I'm following, I'm pretty sure they accidentally forgot to turn off their stream because it's just a black bar. That's funny. That's always funny when that happens. the sprint. Who's still here? Who's still here? Guys. I meant guys. Oh, well, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I meant to say guys. Don't. Hey, listen, when you're a new channel, don't do that. Don't set like a month for like people to chat. That's just not gonna work, man. Have a follower chat, yeah, sure, but don't make it like a month. That's followers only chat. That becomes a necessity after a point, but don't make it like a month. Good way to absolutely kill your growth. Honestly, I think I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna call it today. Let's call it here. If I'm still up in a few hours, I might come up again.